Hey, and welcome to this week's Inbound Debate. As always, on my left, I'm joined by the fabulous Nick Pateman, and of course, on my right, Dan Holt, who's already wearing his Halloween costume.
It's Beetlejuice, isn't it, almost? Yeah.
And this week, we're going to be talking about the ranking algorithm of tomorrow, or the future for Google. Kind of pie in the sky thinking, but how is Google going to be ranking or ranking websites, or using their algorithm to rank websites, and what signals they're going to look at in the next 10 years? It's quite a broad question. We're going to start off with you, Nick.
Yeah, I think Google's probably, if you look at it now, it's still very much link focused. It's quite rudimentary, there's nothing particularly different. People kind of talked about social being involved, but we're still kind of umming and ahhing about that one. I think in the future, we're going to look at more of a, give me a second, Matt. In the future, we're going to look at a bit more of like a sentiment around brands. So I think Google's going to be able to kind of see what people actually think behind a brand based on reviews. So systems like Trustpilot.co.uk or other review companies, seeing what people are saying about a brand. So whether it's like a paragraph of text saying this particular company did a really great job, the delivery was excellent, blah, 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 or if it's like an actual 4 out of 5 review, Google will be able to aggregate all of these kind of sentiments and comments and reviews and kind of give them a bit of a score based on all of that. And I think that kind of trust score will feed through Google's algorithm and help people rank it. I just think that's such an obvious way for Google to go, and it's just the technology isn't quite there to really interpret the context and sentiment basically behind what people are saying about brands.
Dan, what do you think?
I mean, I think we've already seen massive change in the last 2 years. I think we're going to see that continue over the next couple of years. So in terms of, I do think things like social, brand searches, return visitors, I do think these things are already playing a part. I think they're only going to increase in the next couple of years. I do agree with what you're saying, but I think the whole review side, I think is going to have a lot more pertinence to some markets than others. I think Google, what could be a really interesting change, it would be a big change, would be if Google started to use their increasing grip on the communications market to actually supplement some of these signals. So perhaps, for example, using Android users to actually monitor the way that they're behaving offline. So are they going into the same stores over and over again? Also Google Glass, perhaps, the way that users are engaging offline with brands in terms of their Google Glass behavior. So I think there's some interesting technology developments from a signal point of view, potentially. Obviously, this is all very speculative. I also think that maybe things might become a little bit more formalized. So currently, if you look at it, the only verification process you have to go through is with your location. Everything else is pretty much taken as a given. I wouldn't be surprised if that changed. So perhaps, for example, it might be that any certification your organisation claims to have, or any qualification certain individuals within that organisation claim to have, may need to be verified. The same could go for awards. Perhaps Google may even perform some sort of automated check into the financial health of your company to make sure it wasn't sending visitors to a website that wasn't going to exist in 3 months' time. So I think a combination of technology and increased formalisation, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think though with those kind of systems, I don't think Google would ever create them themselves. I think they would just work with other companies and basically grab as much data as they can to say, right, this is a financially dodgy company, therefore kind of goes into the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. So I think there's that. And then I think with all these exciting new products coming out, Google Glass and smartwatches and things, I think that's going to be much more focused towards personalization of results as opposed to kind of increased rankings through signals that these are sending.
I mean, I think it's really interesting. I think it's, from what we've kind of just spoken about now, all the ranking signals that you guys have kind of talked about, it increases the barrier to entry to pretty much all webmasters, because you can't fake being a brand.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite interesting. It's something that people are going to look at in the next 10 years and be like, well, you should have got in now.
Yeah. Well, you can at the moment fake being a brand, which is why I think this move towards kind of sentiment is going to be a real easy way to kind of see, actually, is it a legit brand, or is this just kind of someone building loads of links?
Well, I mean, with these sort of changes, like on the horizon, what black hat techniques can be used in the future to rank guys? Like what sort of creative methods can you do to game the algorithm, Nick?
I mean, that's very irresponsible to say, but yeah, I think based on my idea that maybe there'll be this kind of review score, or kind of taking into account what people are saying on social networks and things like that, I think there'll just be a hell of a lot of framing, basically. I think that's going to be the black hat of the future.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I actually know what it is, and I've already got the wheels in motion. I'm actually setting up a sort of splinter company for future black hat SEO. And basically what we're doing is we're going to have a lorry load of small children and myself touring the country, and we're going to be each equipped with an Android, and we're going to be running in and out of shops. Which it's £10 for 100 visits. So if you are interested, just send me an email at futureofblackhat@inbound.co.uk.
Okay, well, yeah, that should be an interesting company. I really hope that works out for you. I'm sure that you've looked into the child labour laws for hiring small children to do this.
No details.
Exactly. I don't know why you wouldn't pick students.
That's basically what I meant. They are small children.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining me this week. As always, this has been the Inbound Debate, and we'll see you next week.